What's going on, Ace of Spades University family? I hope that you all had an amazing weekend and that you are enjoying your Monday. So, this morning we found out that Don Lemon was let go from CNN after 17 years of being an anchor there, and Tucker Carlson was let go from Fox News Network. And if you guys aren't familiar, Fox News, unfortunately, is the number one news network in the nation. And he got paid $20 million a year and had a viewership of over 3 million per day. So that's huge numbers. But as you guys also, I'm sure, have heard that, Fox News just got sued by Dominion Voting Systems from lying on them, saying that, they rigged the election and, that Trump really won. And they were peddling all these lies. And so they had to pay a settlement of $787.5 million. So, Tucker Carlson, they had to pay for it somehow. So he had to be let go. So let's go ahead and get into the story, starting with Don Lemon. Here we have just the breaking news from Washington Post saying that CNN fires their longtime host and anchor, Don Lemon. And right here we have Chris Litch, who is the chairman and CEO of CNN, putting out an official statement. He says, "To my CNN colleagues, CNN and Don have parted ways. Don will forever be a part of the CNN family. We thank him for his contributions over the past 17 years. We wish him well and we'll be cheering him on in his future endeavors. CNN This Morning has been on the air for nearly 6 months, and we are committed to its success. Chris." So Don Lemon went to Twitter and he put out his own statement, tweeting this morning, "I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly. At no time was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network. It is clear that there are some larger issues at play. With that said, I want to thank my colleagues and the many teams I have worked with for an incredible run. They are the most talented journalists in the business, and I wish them all the best." So, a few things, right? If you guys remember, Don Lemon was recently suspended for saying that Nikki Hailey, who was a presidential candidate, he was saying that, she was not a viable candidate because she was quote unquote past her prime. I believe Nikki Haley is in her early 50s. And he said that, alongside of two other female anchors. So he was suspended recently. This was a few months ago. So he was brought back. And if you guys remember, he used to do the New Year's show every year, the countdown. And I believe that they took away the alcohol this past year just because of some of the antics that, Don Lemon and other people, Anderson Cooper and like Andy Cohen, they weren't having any drinking this year just because they were pretty much out of control. And, Don Lemon did and said some things that has had him skating on thin ice for a while. So the fact that they're also bringing, so Gayle King and Charles Barkley are going to come on CNN with a new show called King Charles, and they're going to pay Gayle King a lot of money, reported up to the double digits in the millions for 1 or 2 days a week, I believe, which, she definitely is a prominent news anchor in her own right. But I'm just saying that, a lot of networks are making cuts, and Don Lemon has been, skating on thin ice for quite a while. So it's unfortunate that, this caught him by surprise, but hopefully he can, land on his feet, find something else. And I hope all is well with him in his future endeavors. Moving on to, he came a long way though. He switched up, I remember, after Ferguson, just a side note. But it's unfortunate that, he made those disparaging comments about about Nikki Haley and other female anchors. There's been, people were saying that he got into it with, just several female anchors over the years, Kyra Phillips and Nancy Grace and, Soledad O'Brien, that there's been misogyny from Don Lemon, allegedly, right? But that's what they were saying. So there's been reports that he has been really difficult to work with. And if you guys know anything about, entertainment or, being in the media, that's like a kiss of death. No one really wants to work with someone who is considered to be difficult to work with. And if you, spew misogynist remarks, I mean, that's really hurting your own career. So like I said, I really hope that, Don Lemon learns from this, lands on his feet, and I look forward. I'll keep you guys updated if I hear, him going to another network or what he plans on to do in the future. Moving on to Tucker Carlson. So I don't watch Fox News, but I do know some people who do. I know they broadcast it on like army bases, and it is the number one news network in our country. And they just got sued for, like I said, Dominion. So they had that huge lawsuit. And Tucker Carlson actually, was one of the ones who was peddling lies repeatedly on a repeated basis in regards to January 6th and the election, so on and so forth. So here is a statement, a brief, passage from the Wall Street Journal. It says, Mr. Carlson, whose contract was renewed in 2021, will be paid out of the rest of his contract. People familiar with the matter said Mr. Carlson is paid about $20 million a year. One of the people said, Mr. Carlson found out he was being let go about 10 minutes before the network announced his departure. Dang, the people said. Mr. Carlson's exit creates another high-profile opening in a cable news landscape where familiar faces have been leaving over the past, et cetera. I just wanted to highlight that they only let him know about 10 minutes before they let everyone else know. So Rupert Murdoch, you guys know he is the owner of Fox News. He said basically that he was really worried that Tucker Carlson, not in addition to, spewing lies to the public, but he said he was concerned over what he said about January 6th, which of course was concerning, right? Because the insurrectionists were trying to basically overturn American democracy. So yeah, that was definitely concerning, but that was 2 years ago. So I'm thinking something had to have happened. Oh, there's another lawsuit pending. There's a woman saying that Tucker made it a toxic work environment for her and that she's suing him personally. So I don't know if that is, maybe the straw that broke the camel's back, the Dominion lawsuit, and then, this woman's personal lawsuit and the January 6th. It was just too much. And, they let him go. Here is what Fox News said about Tucker Carlson and them parting ways. Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. We thank him for his service to the network as a host and prior to that as a contributor. Mr. Carlson's last program was Friday, April 21st. Fox News Tonight will air live at 8 p.m. starting this evening as an interim show helmed by rotating Fox News personalities until a new host is named. So basically, they, again, he had no idea because this was his expression, his last time on the show. And he signed off saying, have a good weekend and we'll see you Monday. So like I said, he only found out 10 minutes before the network let the rest of the world know that they were getting rid of him. So, you're replaceable. I mean, at any job that you're at, and you can't, make your coworkers feel uncomfortable. You can't, be spreading lies and, I don't know, but times are changing and, people, they have to be accountable for the things that they do and they say. So y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the fact that, Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson are both, out of these prominent news anchor positions. And let me know if you'll be watching, Gayle King and Charles Barkley's new show. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you later. Take care, Aces. Bye.